On July 19th, history will be made here at Wembley Stadium. Britain's Daniel "Dynamite" Dubois, the IBF World Heavyweight Champion, perhaps the biggest puncher in the division today, will take on the Ukrainian genius, the unbeaten unified World Heavyweight Champion, Oleksandr Usyk. But as most of you know, this is a story that runs deep. It will not be the first time that these two men have met. It was a rainy night in Wrocław, Poland, 2 years ago, August 2023, where Oleksandr Usyk successfully defended his crown against Daniel Dubois, and he emerged that night in front of thousands of his Ukrainian fans. On Ukraine's National Independence Day, he emerged as the victor. And whilst Usyk emerged with his unified crown that night intact from that storm, he also emerged under a cloud of controversy. Daniel Dubois landed a punch in the 5th round. Usyk went down. The referee that night judged that the punch was low, but many to this day are still debating, as I'm sure they will very shortly, as to whether or not the referee made the right decision.
This is a massive night at Wembley. It's a historical night for British boxing and British sport. It's the first time ever the undisputed belts have ever been fought for in the UK. 4 of them on the line. It's history-making stuff, and it's an opportunity for Daniel to etch his name in British sporting history. He wins this fight, he's the first Brit to hold the 4 belts.
After the first fight, you said that you felt Daniel Dubois had a dirty plan that night and that he landed several low blows. Do you still believe that today, or was it heat of the moment?
Yeah, we made the calculation. We watched the fight and counted the low blows that he landed, but referee did not pay attention to, and it was up to 20. For that reason, you made a conclusion that that was kind of a plan.
Right. You know, Usyk, me personally as a boxing coach, I have a lot of respect for you as a fighter. What you've achieved is remarkable. Yeah, so, but it disappoints me that you can actually stoop as low as bringing those types of photographs I'm looking at. Why don't you print one of those prints as the actual shot that had you trembling? The acting you did that night, you've heard of the Oscars, right? The Emmys. You should be given an Oscar for the performance. You conned the referee. You conned us, you conned the boxing world. I've always maintained that, and I'll still maintain it. You pride yourself as a God-fearing man. Thou shalt not lie in the name of God. So I want to question, what kind of God do you worship? Period. You can look at me as much as you want. In fact, I'll give you a photograph of mine. You can take it home and study it. You're very mentally strong, but you've met somebody who's stronger than you.
You must teach your fighter punch clean, but I win this fight for right my hand, like a jab, bam, enough.
You're very comical as well. You're a comedian. When you finish boxing, you've achieved greatness, in my opinion. You go down as one of the generational greats. Granted, nobody's denying that, but thou shalt not cheat.
Daniel, I've seen you clenching your fist actually a few times whilst all of this is going on. You said you were cheated that night in Poland. Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, but it's in the past now. It's happened, you know. I get a chance to put that wrong right and clear up the controversy, you know. There's a lot of being talked about right now, but I can't wait to put him to sleep on the night.
Look, Oleksandr showed what he's capable to do. I guarantee you, if he would see referees start counting, he would be on his feet. Don't call my man a cheater, because he didn't cheat. He had opportunity to rest, and he rested.
Okay, there's no way he would have made the count. If I can go back to what Ignis just alluded to, every time Daniel attempted to hit his body, he stopped and pointed to his body. He basically conditioned the referee prior to the actual punch that landed in the 5th round. He conditioned the referee. Referee's only a human being. He panicked.
You said one very, very right thing here, all of this conversation. This is your opinion.
Correct.
Right
I'm
thing.
entitled to it.
Yeah, to be honest, they go at it again, but this is a different fight now. Can we have a different Daniel Dubois, a guy who believes in himself? He knows he has the fitness to go through a hard fight. He knows how to bully superstars in stadiums like he did with Anthony Joshua. So we have a more confident Daniel Dubois than ever before. But still, as Carl was alluding to at the beginning of the show, he's still up against a genius in Oleksandr Usyk. So it's a better fight, I think, than it was when the first fight was announced. I thought it's a more competitive fight on paper than that was. And I think Dubois will do himself proud, but he's up against it. He's going to have to put the pressure on Oleksandr Usyk very, very early in the fight and try and maintain it. But what he's shown against Hrgovic especially is that he can fight the pace from round 1 to the end of the fight, whenever that may be.